Too big. Just sit on it, said the lonely rancher to the young widow who trembled before him. The sky above Titan 9 was always gray. Dust storms moved slowly across the land, like tired giants walking without purpose. The ground was cracked and dry, covered with black stone and strange metal structures left behind from old mining operations. No one wanted to live here anymore, except him. Ryland Cole was the last rancher on Titan 9. He stood outside his small metal house, looking at the horizon. His coat was old, his boots covered in dust, and his face showed years of hard life. Behind him, large alien creatures moved slowly inside a fenced area. They were huge, round, and heavy, bigger than any animal from Earth. People once called them grab beasts. Ryland called them his only family. A loud sound broke the silence. A ship. Ryland looked up as a small transport ship came down from the sky. It struggled against the wind, shaking slightly before landing not far from his house. Dust rose everywhere. Ryland did not smile. "No one comes here for a good reason," he said quietly. The ship door opened slowly. A young woman stepped out. She looked scared. Her clothes were clean but simple, not made for a place like Titan 9. Her hands trembled as she held a small bag close to her chest. She looked around like she had just landed on a dead planet, because she had. Ryland walked toward her slowly. "Ship broke?" he asked. The woman turned quickly, surprised to see someone. "And no, I came here," she said. Ryland raised an eyebrow. "People don't come here," he replied. She swallowed hard. "My name is Elira," she said. I was told you help people." Ryland looked at her for a long moment. Then he shook his head. "You were told wrong." Elira's face fell. She looked back at her ship, then at the empty land around her. There was nowhere else to go. "I don't have anywhere else," she said quietly. The wind grew stronger. Ryland sighed. "Come inside before the storm hits," he said. "Then you can tell me why you came to a dead world." Inside the house, it was warm but simple. Metal walls, a small table, old tools, and a screen that flickered sometimes. Nothing fancy, just enough to survive. Elira sat on a chair, holding a cup of water with both hands. Ryland stood near the door, watching her carefully. "Start talking," he said. Elira took a deep breath. "My husband, he died," she said. Ryland did not react. "Pirates attacked our transport ship. He tried to protect me." Her voice broke. "He didn't make it." Silence filled the room. "I escaped," she continued. "But they took everything. Money, cargo, everything." Ryland crossed his arms. "So why come here?" he asked. "You should go to a city, not this place." Elira shook her head. "I heard about you. About Titan 9. About the grab beasts." Now Ryland reacted. His eyes became sharp. "Who told you that?" he asked. "A trader," she said. "He said you raised the largest grab beasts in the outer colonies, that they are valuable." Ryland laughed once. It was not a happy laugh. "Valuable, huh?" he said. "Only if you can control them." Elira looked confused. "Can't you?" she asked. Ryland pointed outside. "You see those things?" he said. "Each one weighs more than your ship. If they panic, they crush everything. If they get angry, they don't stop." Elira's hands trembled again. "Then why keep them?" she asked. Ryland looked at the ground for a moment. "Because no one else can," he said. The storm hit hard. Wind screamed outside like a wild animal. The house shook, but it held strong. Elira stayed near the table, nervous. Ryland sat down across from her. "You're not telling me everything," he said. Elira froze. Ryland leaned forward slightly. "People don't travel across systems just for a story," he said. "What do you really want?" Elira looked at him, then away. I need work," she said. "I need to survive." Ryland did not believe her, but he also saw something else. Fear, real fear. "Can you work?" he asked. She nodded quickly. "Yes." "Hard work," he said. "Dangerous work." "I don't care," she replied. Ryland studied her. She looked weak, not made for this life. But her eyes, they were strong. After a long silence, he stood up. "Fine," he said. "You stay for now." Alira looked surprised. Really? She asked. Don't get happy, Ryland said. If you slow me down, you leave. She nodded fast. I won't, she said. The next morning, the storm was gone. The land was quiet again. Ryland took Alira outside. The grab beasts stood in the distance, moving slowly. They looked like giant round creatures with thick skin and short legs, but their size made them terrifying. Alira stopped walking. They're huge, she whispered. Ryland smirked slightly. Too big, right? He said. She nodded. They'll crush me. Ryland pointed toward one of the beasts. That one is the smallest, he said. Alira's eyes widened. That's the smallest, she said. Ryland walked closer to the fence. Come on, he said. Alira followed slowly, clearly scared. One grab beast moved toward them. Each step shook the ground. Alira stepped back. I don't think this is safe, she said. Ryland leaned on the fence. Relax, he said. They don't attack without reason. The beast came closer. Very close. Alira froze. What do I do? She asked. Ryland looked at her calmly. Too big. Just sit on it, he said. Alira blinked. What? She asked. Ryland nodded toward the creature. They like balance, he said. If you panic, they panic. If you stay calm, they stay calm. Alira shook her head. No way, she said. Ryland shrugged. Then you don't work here, he replied. The wind moved softly across the land. The massive creature stood in front of her. Alira looked at it, then at Ryland, then back at the creature. Her hands were shaking, but slowly she stepped forward. Ryland watched closely. Most people ran. Most people screamed. But not her. She was afraid. Yes, but she moved anyway. That was something Ryland respected. Alira reached the creature. It lowered its body slightly. She hesitated for a moment. Then she climbed, slowly, carefully. She sat on the grab beast. The creature made a deep sound but did not move. Alira held her breath. Seconds passed. Nothing happened. Ryland nodded once. Good, he said. Alira opened her eyes slowly. I'm alive, she whispered. Ryland allowed a small smile. Now you understand, he said. But far away, beyond the hills, a ship appeared in the sky. Not small like hers. Big, dark, dangerous. Ryland's smile disappeared. Looks like your past followed you, he said quietly. Alira turned, her face pale. The piece of Titan 9 was about to end. The dark ship did not rush. It moved slowly across the gray sky, like it owned the planet. Ryland stood still, eyes locked on it. Alira climbed down from the grab beast, her hands shaking again, but this time not from fear of the creature. They found me, she whispered. Ryland did not look at her. How many? He asked. I don't know, she said. But that's not a trader's ship. No, Ryland replied. That's worse. The ship circled once, then lowered toward the ground far from the ranch. Dust rose again. Silence followed. Too much silence. Ryland turned and walked quickly toward the house. Come, he said. No time to stand around. Alira followed fast. What do we do? She asked. Ryland opened a metal box inside the house. Inside were old weapons, tools of survival on a forgotten world. We prepare, he said. He handed her a small energy pistol. Alira stared at it. I've never used one, she said. You learn now, Ryland replied. Outside, the grab beasts began to move. They could feel something, a change in the air. Low sounds came from them, like distant thunder. Alira noticed. They're nervous, she said. Ryland nodded. They sense danger before we do, he replied. Always trust that. He walked toward the fence again, checking the locks and energy barriers. Alira followed, holding the pistol tightly. Why didn't you leave this place? She asked suddenly. You could live anywhere. Ryland paused. For a moment, he said nothing. Then he spoke. Because this place is honest, he said. Out there, people lie. Here, if something wants to kill you, it shows itself. Alira looked at the distant landing site. They're showing themselves now, she said. Ryland gave a small nod. An hour passed. Nothing happened. No movement. No attack. Just waiting. Alira sat near the fence, watching the horizon. Ryland stood, calm but ready. Then, movement. 3 small vehicles came over the hill. Fast. Armed. "They're here," Elira said, her voice low. Ryland lifted his rifle. "Stay behind me," he said. The vehicle stopped not far from the ranch. Doors opened. 6 men stepped out, all armed, all wearing dark armor. One of them walked forward. He removed his helmet. Elira froze. "It's him," she whispered. Ryland glanced at her. "You know him?" Her face turned pale. "He was there when my husband died." The man smiled slightly. "Well," he said loudly, "looks like we found you." Elira stepped back. Ryland stepped forward. "You're on my land," Ryland said calmly. "You leave now." The man laughed. "Your land," he said. "This whole planet is empty." "Not empty," Ryland replied. "Occupied." The man's smile faded a little. Then he looked at the grabbed beasts. His eyes changed. Interest. Greed. "Those things," he said, "they're worth a lot." Ryland said nothing. The man looked back at Elira. "You caused us a lot of trouble," he said. "Now you're going to fix that." Elira shook her head. "No," she said quietly. The man's smile returned, but colder. "Then we take you," he said. Ryland lifted his rifle slightly. "You try," he said. The air became heavy. No one moved. Then, a shot. One of the pirates fired. Ryland reacted instantly. He fired back. The fight started. Energy blasts cut through the air. Elira dropped behind the fence, heart racing. Ryland moved fast, using the metal posts as cover. 2 pirates rushed forward. Big mistake. The ground shook. One of the grabbed beasts moved suddenly. It charged. The pirates didn't have time to react. The massive creature hit them like a moving wall. One scream, then silence. Elira stared in shock. Ryland used the moment. He fired again, precise, controlled. Another pirate fell. The leader cursed and took cover. "Spread out," he shouted. The remaining pirates moved quickly, trying to surround the ranch. Ryland stepped back toward Elira. "You see," he said, "this is why they don't come here." Elira nodded, breathing fast. "What do I do?" she asked. Ryland pointed toward the grabbed beasts. "You remember what I said?" he asked. She swallowed. "Stay calm." "And," he pushed. "They stay calm." Ryland nodded. "Good," he said. "Now we use them." The pirates were not stupid. They stopped rushing. They started thinking. One of them pulled out a device. A loud sound blasted across the field. High frequency. The grabbed beasts reacted instantly. They panicked. They began to move wildly. "No!" Elira shouted. Ryland's face hardened. "They're trying to turn them against us," he said. The creatures began crashing into fences. If they broke free, everything would be destroyed. "Can you stop them?" Elira asked. Ryland shook his head. "Not from here," he said. Elira looked at the beasts. Huge, terrifying, out of control. Then she remembered. Too big to sit on it. Her eyes changed. "I can try," she said. Ryland looked at her. "That's not a game," he said. "You fail, you die." Elira nodded. "I know." Before he could stop her, she ran. "Elira," Ryland shouted. But she didn't stop. She ran toward the nearest grabbed beast. The ground shook with every step of the creature. It was wild now, moving without control. The pirates noticed. One of them aimed at her. Ryland fired first. The pirate dropped. "Move!" Ryland yelled. Elira reached the creature. It was larger than the one before. Much larger. It roared, a deep, powerful sound. Elira froze for a second. Fear hit her hard. But then she climbed. Slowly, carefully. The creature moved wildly. She almost fell, but she held on. "Stay calm," she whispered to herself. The creature slowed. Just a little. Ryland watched closely. "Come on," he muttered. Elira sat firmly now. Her breathing slowed. Her hands stopped shaking. The grabbed beast began to calm down. One by one, the others started to settle. The sound device still played, but it was no longer working. The pirates stared in disbelief. "How is she doing that?" one of them said. The leader's face darkened. Doesn't matter, he said. Kill her. He raised his weapon. Aimed. Fired. Ryland moved instantly. He stepped into the line of fire. The shot hit him. Alira screamed. Ryland! He fell to one knee, but he did not drop his weapon. He fired back. The leader was hit. He fell hard. The remaining pirates froze. Their leader was down. Their plan failed. The grab beasts were no longer out of control, and now they were surrounded. One pirate dropped his weapon. The others followed. It's over, one said. Silence returned to Titan 9, but it was not the same silence. Alira jumped down and ran to Ryland. He was still alive, but injured. Why did you do that? She asked, tears in her eyes. Ryland gave a weak smile. Because you stayed, he said. Alira shook her head. That's not a reason, she said. Ryland looked at the grab beasts, then at her. Out here, he said, that's enough. Alira held his arm tightly. For the first time, she was not just surviving. She was fighting and winning, but far above them. Another signal was sent. A bigger problem was coming, and this time, it would not be 6 men. The night on Titan 9 was never peaceful. After the fight, the land looked the same, but it felt different. Something bigger was coming. Alira sat beside Ryland inside the house. His shoulder was wrapped with a rough bandage. The wound was bad, but not fatal. He was still strong, still alert, still dangerous. You should rest, Alira said softly. Ryland shook his head. No time, he replied. That signal they sent, it won't be ignored. Alira looked at the broken screen on the table. Who are they? She asked. Those men, they weren't just pirates. Ryland leaned back slightly. No, he said. They were scouts. Alira's heart sank. For who? She asked. Ryland looked at her. For people who don't ask questions, he said. They take what they want. Alira tightened her grip on the table. And now they want me? She asked. Ryland shook his head. No, he said. Now they want everything. Morning came slowly. The gray sky returned, but now there was tension in the air. Ryland walked outside, checking the ranch again. The grab beasts were calmer now, but still alert. They moved slowly, watching everything. Alira joined him. What's the plan? She asked. Ryland looked at the horizon. We don't run, he said. Alira nodded. Good, she said, because I'm tired of running. Ryland glanced at her, a small sign of respect. Then we prepare, he said. Preparation was not easy. There were no armies, no backup, just one rancher, one survivor, and a group of giant creatures. Ryland opened an old storage unit behind the house. Inside were machines, old but powerful, mining tools, heavy equipment, modified. Alira looked surprised. You were ready for this? She asked. Ryland gave a small smirk. Out here you stay ready, he said. He handed her a small device. What's this? She asked. Signal jammer, he replied. Stops remote control tech, like the one they use on the beasts. Alira nodded. Good, she said. So they can't turn them again. Ryland pointed to the fences. We upgrade those too, he said. More power, stronger fields. Alira didn't hesitate. Tell me what to do, she said. Hours passed. They worked without stopping, fixing barriers, setting traps, preparing weapons. The ranch was no longer just a home. It was becoming a fortress. At one point, Alira stopped and looked at the grab beast again. They trust you, she said. Ryland shook his head. No, he said. They understand me. Alira frowned. What's the difference? She asked. Ryland looked at her. Trust is soft, he said. Understanding is survival. Alira thought about that. Then she looked at the creatures again. Maybe they were starting to understand her too. By afternoon, the sky changed. Dark clouds moved faster than usual. But it wasn't a storm. It was something else. Ryland saw it first. Ships, 3 of them, large, heavily armed. Alira felt her chest tighten. That's not a small problem, she said. Ryland nodded. No, he said. That's war. The ships did not land far away this time. They came directly toward the ranch. Slow, confident, like they already owned the place. Positions, Rylan said calmly. Alira moved quickly. She activated the jammer. A low hum filled the air. Rylan took his rifle and climbed onto a metal platform. The grab beast began to move again, not in panic, in awareness. They felt it, the coming danger. The ships landed hard. Dust exploded across the land. Ramps opened. More soldiers came out. Better armor, better weapons, more numbers. At least 20. Alira whispered. We can't win this. Rylan replied, We don't have to win. She looked at him. Then what? She asked. Rylan's eyes were sharp. We make them regret coming here. The enemy advanced, slow and careful. They had learned from the last fight. No rushing, no mistakes. Their leader stepped forward, a tall figure in heavy armor. His voice came through a speaker. Rancher, he said, you have something that belongs to us. Rylan didn't respond. The leader continued. The woman, the creatures, the land. Alira clenched her fists. They think everything belongs to them, she said. Rylan nodded. Common problem, he replied. The leader raised his hand. Last chance, he said. Walk away. Rylan lifted his rifle. No, he said. The first attack came fast. Heavy fire. Explosions hit the fences. Energy shields flickered but held. Alira activated the jammer at full power. The enemy tried to use sound devices again, but nothing worked. Good, she said. Rylan fired from above. Precise. Controlled. Every shot counted. 2 enemies fell quickly. The others took cover. They returned fire. Metal walls shook. Sparks flew everywhere. Then, Rylan hit a switch. Hidden traps activated. The ground opened in places. Old mining pits. 2 enemies fell in instantly. Chaos started. Now! Rylan shouted. The grab beasts moved. Not wild. Directed. They charged forward. The ground trembled. The enemy tried to retreat. Too late. One massive creature slammed into their line. Another crushed their equipment. The battlefield turned into madness. Alira ran forward. Not away. Forward. She climbed onto a grab beast again. Faster this time. Stronger. She was no longer just scared. She was part of this fight. Move, she shouted. The creature obeyed. It turned and charged. Rylan saw her and smiled slightly. That's it, he muttered. But the enemy leader was still standing. He was stronger, smarter. He aimed a heavy weapon, directly at the grab beasts. No! Alira shouted. He fired. A powerful blast hit one creature. It fell. The ground shook hard. Alira felt it. Pain. Anger. Something inside her changed. These are not just animals, she said quietly. She looked at the leader. They're family. Rylan moved, faster than before, ignoring his injury. He jumped down from the platform, ran straight toward the leader. Shots fired around him. He didn't stop. The leader turned. Too late. Rylan tackled him hard. Both fell. They fought on the ground. No distance. No guns. Just strength. The leader was powerful. But Rylan was something else. A man who survived Titan 9 alone. That meant something. Rylan overpowered him. Pinned him down. The leader struggled. Then stopped. Defeated. The remaining soldiers saw it. Their leader was down. Their plan failed. Again, one by one, they retreated, back to their ships. They left, but not in panic, in warning. This was not over. The battlefield was quiet again, but damaged. One grab beast was down. The others stood around it, still, silent. Alira stepped down slowly. She walked to the fallen creature, placed her hand on it. We'll protect them, she said softly. Rylan stood behind her, breathing heavily. You did good, he said. Alira looked at him. So did you, she replied. Rylan shook his head. This was just the beginning, he said. Alira nodded. I know, she said. She looked at the sky. They'll come back. Rylan followed her gaze. Yes, he said, but next time. His voice became firm. We won't just defend. Alira's eyes sharpened. Then what? She asked. Rylan gave a cold, determined look. We hit first. Far away in deep space, a message reached its destination. A powerful organization. A dangerous one. They now knew about Titan 9, about the beasts, about the humans who refused to break. And now, they were coming with everything. The sky above Titan 9 was no longer gray. It was full of ships, big ones, warships. They blocked the light, turning day into shadow. Alira stood beside Rylan, looking up. "This is everything they have?" she said quietly. Rylan nodded. "Yeah," he said, "and we are everything we have." The wind moved slowly across the land. The grab beast stood behind them, silent, ready. The largest ship moved forward. It was massive, a symbol of power. A voice came from above, deep and cold. "You have caused enough trouble." Alira felt the weight of those words. Rylan didn't move. "You were warned," the voice continued. "Now you will be erased." Alira looked at Rylan. "Any last plan?" she asked. Rylan gave a small smile. "Yeah," he said. He looked at the grab beasts. "We show them why humans don't quit." The attack started. Bright blasts rained from the sky. The ground exploded. Fences broke. Metal burned. But the ranch did not fall. Rylan hit a control panel. Hidden systems activated. Old mining towers rose from the ground. Heavy cannons. Not modern, but powerful. They still work. Alira asked. Rylan fired one. A blast at a low ship. It shook hard. "Good enough," he said. Alira activated every system she could. Jammers. Barriers. Energy fields. The air filled with sound. The enemy tried to break through, but nothing worked easily. "They're confused," Alira said. "Good," Rylan replied. "Keep them that way." Dropships began to fall from the sky. Dozens. Soldiers poured out, more than before. Stronger, better equipped. Alira took a breath. "This is it," she said. Rylan looked at her. "No," he said. "This is where they learn." The ground battle began. Hard, fast, loud. Rylan moved like a storm. Every shot clean. Every move smart. He didn't waste anything. Alira stayed close to the grab beasts. She climbed one again. This time, no fear. Only focus. "Move," she commanded. The beast charged. It smashed through enemy lines. Soldiers scattered. Machines broke. Nothing could stop that weight. Another grab beast joined. Then another. Soon, the ground itself was fighting. The enemy tried heavy weapons. Some worked. One beast fell. Then another was injured. Alira felt it. Pain in her chest. Not physical. Something deeper. "They're dying," she whispered. Rylan heard her. "Yes," he said, "but they're not running." Alira looked around. He was right. Even injured, the creatures stood. Fought. Moved forward. "That's what makes them strong," Rylan said. Alira looked at him. "No," she said. "That's what makes us strong." Rylan paused, then nodded. The enemy leader from the ships finally arrived. He stepped onto the battlefield. Tall, armored, powerful. "You are insects," he said. Rylan walked forward. "No," he replied. "We are human." The leader attacked first. Fast. Stronger than any before. Rylan blocked, moved, countered. But this enemy was different. He was pushed back. Alira saw it. "Rylan!" she shouted. She made a choice. A dangerous one. She pushed the grab beast forward. Straight at the leader. The ground shook. The leader turned. Too late. The beast hit him hard. He flew across the field. Armor damaged. But not broken. He stood again. Angry now. "You think this matters?" The leader shouted. "You will all die." Rylan stood again. Bleeding. Tired. But not done. "Maybe," he said. "But not today." The sky changed again. New ships appeared. Smaller. Faster. Not enemy. Alira looked up. "What is that?" she asked. Rylan smiled. "Back up," he said. The new ships attacked the warfleet. Precise strikes. Clean hits. Enemy ships began to fall. Alira looked confused. "Who are they?" she asked. Rylan answered simply. "People who heard the signal and didn't like what they heard." Hope returned. Fast. strong. The battlefield shifted. Enemy forces began to fall back, their ships damaged, their soldiers losing ground. The leader looked around. For the first time, he hesitated. Ryland stepped forward again. "This is your last chance," he said. "Leave." The leader looked at him with anger, but also understanding. This fight was lost. For now, he stepped back, then turned. His forces began to retreat. Ships lifted. One by one, they left. Silence returned. Real silence. No ships, no fire, just wind and breathing. Elira climbed down slowly, her legs weak, her body tired, but her eyes strong. She walked to Ryland. "You called them?" she asked. Ryland nodded. "Sent a signal after part 2, he said. "Old contacts." Elira smiled slightly. "You planned ahead," she said. Ryland shrugged. "Out here you learn," he replied. They looked at the land. Damaged, broken, but still standing. The grab beasts gathered slowly. Fewer now, but alive. Elira placed her hand on one. "We saved them," she said. Ryland looked at her. "No," he said. "We fought with them." Days later, the sky was clear again. Repair work had started. New people arrived. Not invaders. Helpers. Workers. Friends. Titan. 9 was no longer forgotten. Elira stood outside the house, looking at the horizon. Ryland joined her. "You staying?" he asked. She nodded. "Yes," she said. Ryland raised an eyebrow. "This place is not easy," he said. Elira smiled. "I know," she replied. She looked at the grab beasts, then at the land. "Too big," she said softly. Ryland smirked. "Just sit on it," he finished. They stood together, not alone anymore, not afraid, because that is what humans do. They adapt, they fight, they survive, and when something is too big, they don't run, they face it.